despite the initial wave of optimism in the wake of President Bola Tinubu's approval of the Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, which aims at providing a functional alternative to petrol. That idea seems to have lost a lot of steam. At the time of conception, there was also a generous expression of pessimism by those who believed that the idea was fraught with a lot of safety gaps, which would expose users of CNG-driven vehicles to grievous harm. The sluggish uptake starkly contrasts with the government's optimistic narrative that the CNG touts a silver bullet for reducing transportation costs and curbing environmental degradation. Well, we are now being joined by Mike Osatuyi, who is a former secretary of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, to discuss factors behind the sluggish approach to the implementation of the CNG policy and why it seems to be lacking traction. It's good to have you here on Newsday. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, with CNG, there was, just like our intro said, a lot of optimism with the introduction into Nigeria. But from your vantage point, what were the initial aspirations and expectations for CNG adoption when these discussions first began? And where are we now? A little bit of a situation analysis.
Yeah, thank you. When the present government came on board, for less than 2 years ago, they came with a very vibrant zeal, right, to speed up the use and conversion of CNG. And in fact, Nigeria were very happy, enthusiastic, but the infrastructure that is on ground to implement the policy is not adequate. And that's the shortfall that we have been noticing now for quite over 1 year. And you can see that we have some stations where we have this CNG, we have queues, like those queues we used to have when we had petrol scarcity. And we had some big trucks that has about 12 cylinders. I spent about 3-4 days in CNG station to refuel. It doesn't make sense. It's an embarrassment to the government and to the system. I think the chairman of the committee and the CEO of the presidential initiative on CNG should go to the drawing board and look at how to ameliorate this shortfall. And I know, yes, it's capital intensive, but we have many IPMAN member stations that are very big that can coexist with this scheme. So they don't need to go and building a brand new stations. Like some stations, they sell petrol there, they sell diesel and CNG, but they need to come out and partner with IPMAN, now that we even have a new president in the name of Dr. Kola Adewanyi. He's ready to assist the government, right? So that we can look at it, go to the drawing board, look at the shortfall areas, and nominate some stations nationwide that can help them in this system. That's point one. Point two, the fund that is being budgeted for this, in this budget of this year 2025 is 225 billion, which is nothing to write home about. Government should invest more serious and invest more heavily in this scheme, because it costs about 1/3 of the cost of fuel. So which is quite very cheaper, very friendly, and it will make life easy for Nigerians and the vehicle owners. That's number two. Then number three, the issue of conversion costs is very, very high. To convert this 4-cylinder engine now is about 750,000, while 6 cylinders is about 900,000, even 8 cylinders is about 1.3 million naira. And people cannot afford this cost. But at the same time, there's a scheme that government can come up with that will make life easier for them to convert easily, and they can be paying, they can spread the cost of conversion on the cost of the of the CNG package, and they will not even know that they are paying. And they'll be paying gradually without even having any effect on them. So that is area I think government should look at.
Very salient points you've raised, especially the cost of conversion being very high. And I think we definitely appreciate the recommendation of a scheme like you just alluded to a moment ago. Now, I'm just wondering, how might the policy implementation timeline be slightly unrealistic from your perspective when you consider Nigeria's infrastructural realities?
Yeah, you know, when the government brought out the policy, even with the high cost of the conversion, Nigerians jump at it. That is why you have more vehicles now queuing up to buy a CNG in fuel stations that we have in the country. But the infrastructure is not adequate to service the existing vehicle that has been converted. So for them now to start that scheme without the infrastructure on ground, it will create more chaos. So by the same time, if the government want to do it, they can do it. I know the president, Brother Tinubu can do it. If he said he want to unravel what is the problem in this area. So having said that, because he has achieved so many successes, so many good breakthrough in so many areas since he came in 2 years ago. So if government is very serious in unlocking the problem in this CNG infrastructures, they can do it. We have abundant gas in the country. We are number 1 in Africa, and we are number 9 or number 10 in the whole world. So the reserve is there, more than 210 trillion cubic feet of gas. And so the gas is there. We are not importing; it's local. So it's just for us to now to be more serious. In fact, we need to thank the government, because if what they are doing in the last 18 months is what the previous government has been doing, I think we could have gone far. But the CNG policy was totally dumped by the previous government. But now that he has started, I know this area, maybe it has not been brought to his knowledge. Now that we are now telling the president of Nigeria that, look, this is where the problem is in achieving maximum results on this CNG scheme initiative, I know he will intervene.
And what are some lessons that you think Nigeria can learn from countries like China, India, Iran, Pakistan, all these global leaders in CNG adoption? Are there any specific models or strategies that we need to be looking into to adopt and tailor for the Nigerian market?
Yeah, those countries you mentioned, Pakistan, India, Iran, and China, they have gone far in CNG operation usage. And we can copy them, we can model them. We can go to them and say, what can we learn from you, how to also catch up with you at least within the next few years. So that is why we need to ask the government to intervene. Even the president, as Minister of Petroleum, should intervene in this problem, because it's a problem. If you go in Abuja here, if you go to Airport Road, it's a mess. If you go to Kuba Road, it's a mess. Ibadan Toll Gate is a mess. Even Lagos also, Ibadan Road, that motor of fire, you will see them queuing up as if, and people are spending 4 days. 4 days to buy CNG it's not fair. We are wasting time. We are wasting labor. We are wasting money. So we should. I'm sure President attention has not been drawn to this shortfall. He could have nailed it on the head, and I'm sure that he will do something. If we have success in our countries, then we can do the same thing here. We can achieve it. It's a good start, but we need to sustain it and remove all the small bottleneck while we are on the way.
It's great that you point out the issue of the bottlenecks and that we're still moving in the right direction. That's a premise for my next question. Of course, we know that there's a shortfall with the pace, but can you tell us about the measurable progress that's been made on promised CNG filling stations?
Oh yes, I must commend the present government that there has been tremendous progress in the last 18 months. that they are being on the feed. But compared with what we had during the last 15, 20 years when there was subsidy, the previous government totally abandoned CNG because of the subsidy regime that is being benefited by a few people. But now this man came on board, he's very serious on it. We have the resources, we are just burning the gas, but he has now converted it to money. And Nigerians like myself, I don't know CNG, right? If you want to go from Ibadan to Lagos to and fro, it's about 40,000 naira. Even on 8-cylinder vehicle, 40,000 naira to run to and fro. But if it's petrol, you know it will cost and steady. So we have so many benefits for Nigerians on this CNG, and then we have to thank the present government of President Bola Tinubu for him to have kickstarted it in a very serious way. But at the same time, on the way, they may not feed him. Give him feedback about some comments and some contours that they encounter in the course of implementing the program. So the president needs to be aware, and the Minister of Gas also, which this CNG sit on his table, to be listening and do something. If a home minister is appointed on gas, then he should rise to the occasion and do what he's been sworn in for.
Very well said. Very well said. Thank you so much, Mike Osatuyi, for joining us this afternoon, former IPMAN secretary. Thank you so much for having this discussion with us on News Day.